In a quiet little town, there lived a boy named Ryan. Everyone knew him as the smart one, the kid who always had the answers, destined for something great. He dreamed of becoming a doctor, of wearing that white coat, and one day saving lives. His dream was clear, and his talent was undeniable. But Ryan had a hidden enemy, his own mind. Every time he sat down to study, something strange would happen. His mind would bolt like an untamed horse, sometimes towards his phone, sometimes towards YouTube or Facebook, and sometimes deep into meaningless daydreams. He told himself the same lie every night: I'll study later. But that later never really came. His teachers often reminded him, Ryan, you're brilliant, but brilliance means nothing without discipline. He'd nod and smile, but deep down, he believed talent alone was enough. He thought smart people succeeded automatically, that effort was optional. He was wrong. One day, the school announced the results of the annual scholarship exam. Ryan's hopes were sky high. He imagined the joy on his parents' faces if he won. He dreamed this would be the first step toward becoming a doctor. But when the results came out, everything shattered. He didn't just fail to win the scholarship, he wasn't even close. His friends, the ones who studied consistently, all performed better. The same teachers who once praised him now looked at him with disappointment. That evening, Ryan sat alone in his room, staring at his books. He wasn't angry, he was ashamed. He knew he wasn't stupid. He knew he had squandered time scrolling through social media, wasting hours on distractions. And for the first time in his life, Ryan realized something profound. Intelligence is nothing without control. A sharp mind without discipline is just chaos. The next morning, Ryan made a decision. He wanted to be focused, disciplined, unstoppable. So he started looking for someone who could help him, not just with studies, but with self-control. That's when he met Coach Miller, the school's physical education teacher. People said Coach Miller could turn the laziest boys into leaders. He didn't just train the body, he trained the mind. Ryan approached him and said, Coach, I can't focus. My mind keeps jumping from one thing to another. What should I do? Coach Miller looked at him and smiled. Come with me, he said. He led Ryan to the school playground. From the sports equipment room, he brought out a small bow and arrow. He placed a board at a distance and said, hit the center of this target. Ryan took aim, released the arrow, and missed completely. The coach asked, what were you looking at? Ryan replied, the trees, the field, and the target. Coach nodded slowly. That's your problem. You're looking at everything, except your goal. Ryan stood silently, absorbing every word. The coach continued, Ryan, your mind is scattered. When you study, you think about your phone, your friends, your future, your failures, everything at once. A focused mind is like an arrow, it hits the target. A distracted mind hits nothing. Those words hit Ryan harder than his failure. That day, he promised himself he would master his mind. Coach Miller then gave him 4 golden rules. Rule 1, control your thoughts. Whenever your mind wanders, gently bring it back. Remind yourself, this is my study time, nothing else matters right now. Rule 2, build a routine. Decide your study hours and follow them strictly. The brain loves consistency. It performs best when it knows what to expect. Rule 3, remove distractions. Phones, TV, useless apps, they are time thieves. Put them away when it's time to work. And Rule 4, practice every single day. Discipline isn't built in a day. It's built in the small choices you make repeatedly. Ryan followed these rules religiously. He made a schedule, switched off his phone during study hours, and forced his mind to obey. It was hard, painfully hard. There were nights when he wanted to quit, but every time he felt weak, he remembered the coach's words, a distracted mind hits nothing. Days turned into weeks, and weeks into months. Slowly, Ryan started to notice changes. His focus grew stronger. His thoughts became sharper. He could now study for hours without checking his phone or losing interest. Months later, when the next big exam arrived, Ryan walked into the hall with a calm confidence. This time, his mind was silent. No distractions, no noise, just purpose. When the results came, Ryan didn't just pass. He ranked first in the entire school. The same teachers who once looked at him with disappointment now smiled with pride. But for Ryan, the real victory wasn't the medal or the scholarship. It was the mastery of his own mind. A year later, when Ryan stood on stage to receive another award, Coach Miller was in the audience, watching proudly. After the ceremony, Ryan went up to him and said, "Coach, I did it. I finally learned to control my mind." The coach smiled and replied, "Remember, Ryan, the mind is like a wild horse. If you don't control it, it'll drag you wherever it wants. But if you train it, it'll take you exactly where you want to go." That night, Ryan wrote something in his diary. Discipline is not punishment. It's freedom. Freedom from distraction, freedom from regret, freedom from failure. From that day on, Ryan lived by one rule: train your mind, and your mind will train your destiny. So if you ever feel lost or unfocused, remember Ryan's story. Being smart isn't enough. It's not your talent that decides your future, it's your self-control. The world belongs to those who can master their own minds. Thank you so much for watching. If this story resonated with you, please hit that like button and subscribe for more content that can help you on your journey. See you in the next one.